Gather close, for this is not just a story. It is a warning, a tale of shadows and light, of the unseen powers that walk with us when the cock crows at midnight. Listen well, for what I tell you is true. There was once a woman called Faith. Faith was like the morning sun, bright, gentle, full of promise. She owned a small restaurant by the roadside, and her cooking was so sweet that travelers would say, "If you have not eaten Faith's food, you have not tasted life." Her husband was proud, her neighbors admired her, and she thought her path would shine without trouble. But the elders say, not every smile is from the heart. Not every gift is clean. And not every food is meant for the stomach. At first, her troubles crept in quietly, like ants in the sugar jar. Faith began to dream, not ordinary dreams of chasing chickens or walking through the market. No, her dreams carried her to strange gatherings. She would find herself in a hall with no windows, filled with shadows and murmurs. People she did not know sat around long tables. The air smelled of spices and firewood. And before her food, golden rice, steaming yam, fish fried to perfection, soups thicker than the river in flood season. The food in her dreams was sweeter than anything she had ever cooked with her two hands. And so she ate. She ate and ate, night after night, without knowing she was swallowing chains. But then the wind shifted. Her restaurant, once full from morning till night, grew empty like a pot licked clean. Customers who praised her food suddenly turned to her rivals. The woman who once had more orders than she could handle now sat by her pot, waiting. Her husband too changed. His eyes became clouded, his words bitter. He who once called her my jewel now returned home late, speaking little. And when Faith looked at him, she felt a wall of coldness standing between them. Her joy was fading, her heart was breaking, and still the dreams continued. Every night she saw women, sometimes two, sometimes three, standing over black pots. Their wrappers were tied high, their heads covered. They stirred and stirred with long wooden spoons, whispering words that shook the air. When they turned, they smiled at her. "Eat," they said. And Faith ate. When the market is too quiet, something is wrong. When food is too sweet, ask who cooked it. Faith began to sense something was not right. Her bones grew heavy. Her mornings carried the taste of dream food. She tried to resist, but her hands, her mouth, her very soul obeyed the dream. Her fear deepened. Depression gripped her. One night, with tears streaming down her cheeks, Faith wandered the streets. She walked without knowing where her feet carried her, until she came upon a small church with its doors wide open. Inside, voices lifted in prayer. Shadows danced, and the air was heavy with power. Faith stepped in. The pastor saw her. His eyes were sharp, like a hunter who sees a bird trembling in the bush. He beckoned her forward. "My daughter," he said, "what troubles your spirit?" Faith knelt and poured out her heart. The dreams, the food, the women, the empty restaurant, the husband turned cold. She wept as she spoke, and the ground beneath her was wet with tears. The pastor grew solemn. He raised his hand and said, "My daughter, hear me well. Eating in dreams is no small matter. It is no feast, it is no blessing. What you eat in that world is not food. It is chains, it is sorrow, it is bad luck cooked in invisible pots. You have been initiated without your knowing. You have been bound." Faith trembled. "Pastor," she whispered, "what must I do?" And so the battle began. The pastor prayed for her. The church lifted their voices, calling fire from heaven. Faith herself began to fast, but as she resisted, her dreams grew darker. The women she once saw smiling no longer looked friendly. Their eyes glowed like coals, their voices hissed like snakes. "Eat," they commanded. Faith shook her head. "Eat or suffer," they shrieked. They chased her through strange forests. They tried to force spoons into her mouth. Some nights she woke up screaming, sweat pouring down her body. But she did not eat. The battle raged for days, weeks. Each night was a war. Each morning was a victory barely won. The elders say, "A goat that eats yam in secret will one day be caught." And a covenant entered in dreams is harder to break than chains forged by iron. Faith thought the war was over when she resisted them. She thought she was free. But her story did not end there. For the women who fed her were no ordinary women. They were daughters of the night, keepers of hidden pots, spirits of the underworld who do not release their captives so easily. They had marked her, written her name in the sand of their gathering, tied her soul to their table. And though the church prayed, though the pastor fought, though faith resisted, the shadows had not left her. The battle was only beginning. So I tell you, beware what you eat in your dreams. Beware the hands that feed you when the cock crows at midnight. For not all food is food, and not every table is meant for the living. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another captivating story. See you in the next one.